the first one, we basically just stayed in an Airbnb. It was me and maybe 4 customers in an Airbnb, and I took them around by train. And so I basically worked with the local community here, and I said, hey, I can bring 4 Caribbean customers to your party, and we can have a vibes. And that's exactly what we did.
Wow.
And, it was literally like 4 people. We all stayed in the Airbnb. We shared, we shared the bathroom and the kitchen together. And, the following year, it grew. So it's
look at where you reach now. To know that's the origin story.
That's the
crazy.
origin.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy DJ Busby, and from the time you hear the voice, you know it's only up from here. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we have an extremely special episode all the way from Tokyo, Japan. That's something crazy to say on this podcast. We've brought the podcast here, and we have one of the most important reasons and people for why I'm here. And this is the Soca in Japan annual trip. And we have one of the top organizers in that event space. So we want to welcome today somebody very special, none other than Keegan, my guy. Very nice to have you here, bro. First and foremost, I want to thank you. You know, you welcomed me with open arms in the Far East. That's something amazing. Yes, no, and this is the 3rd year in a row being back here, and it's been a pleasure to see you guys grow.
And it's been a pleasure to have you here because you're an awesome DJ, and I think our customers love having you here every year.
Oh, that's amazing. That warms my heart to hear. Yeah. So it's funny because this year in particular, I got to find out a little more about who you are. Mm-hmm. And what's funny is you're not like somebody that just woke up one day and decided, I'm going to be a promoter. Nope. So this is not your field by any means, but you're doing an amazing job. So let's start at the beginning. How did all of this even come about, Soca in Japan?
Well, let's travel back to about 2014, roughly. I came to Japan with a buddy of mine from Trinidad. Met up some Japanese friends, and they were into soca music. A small niche community into soca music, and I said, they introduced me to various parties, and they told me, hey, come to this festival the following year, which I did attend. And I was like, man, this is really nice. You guys should really do something with this. So I kind of gave them out the idea of, hey, why don't you guys just do a soca weekend? Come together as a community, do a soca weekend. But for whatever reason, they didn't want to do it. I guess they didn't see that vision. And along the way, I did fall in love with who is now my wife, Japanese. And I just said, hey, okay, since no one wants to do it, I'm just going to step up and do it.
Nice.
And just to help the community, because my wife was into soca as well. And she visited Trinidad twice before we actually met. So she was big into soca.
Nice.
And we decided to just come together, and they had me lead it, and it just started to grow from there.
That's a beautiful thing, and especially to see how much, as you said, it started small, but how much of a presence there is in Japan. And not only that, obviously there's a big presence of people that love soca now in Japan. But what I've come to understand is there are a lot of foreigners to Japan, like from Trinidad, etc., the islands, that live here, right?
Correct. So there's people that come for, whether it's for work, or they might be English teachers. There's called a Japanese English teaching program, or the military. Or, you just love Japan. People move to other countries all the time, and, you fall in love with anime or the Japanese culture, and this is where you want to settle. This is where you want to raise your family.
Exactly.
It's a safe country, so.
Yeah, and the Japanese, especially the anime culture, is huge outside.
Yeah.
And that's a big attraction as well, on top of this amazing weekend you guys have curated.
And that's a lot of our customers that come here are into the Japanese culture. That's why they come here.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And it's funny because, as I said, I've been here these past 3 years, and we have seen plenty returning customers.
Especially this year.
Yeah.
This year was quite impressive how many returning customers there were.
Yeah.
And I think, it goes to show, like, how much our festival just keeps on growing.
Absolutely. Now I want to take it back again to the first one. So now you've decided, okay, we're doing this. Obviously, not everything's going to be perfect the first time around. So what were some of maybe the hiccups or the challenges that you had in that first iteration of this?
So when you say the first one, are you saying the first in terms of the founding of the Soca weekend, or are you talking about?
Oh, yes, because there's a difference. Because the
Right.
Carnival started 3 years ago.
The Carnival started 3 years ago. So if you think going back all the way to the first one,
That was pre-COVID?
pre-COVID.
Oh, Lord.
The first one, like I said, it was me that kind of like leading the way to try to help the community.
Yeah.
And we basically, just stayed in an Airbnb. It was me and maybe 4 customers in an Airbnb, and
Yeah.
I took them around by train, and so I basically worked with the local community here, and I said, hey, I can bring 4 Caribbean customers to your party, and we can have a vibes. And that's exactly what we did.
Wow.
And, it was literally like 4 people. We all stayed in the Airbnb. We shared, we shared the bathroom and the kitchen together. And, the following year, it grew. So it's
Look at where you reach now. To know that's the origin story.
That's the
crazy.
origin. And we have customers. One of them, she's actually been here since the very beginning of when we stayed at that Airbnb till now.
Oh, wow.
And so she, of all people, knows the difference of how much we've grown. She this year when she landed for the welcome dinner, she was like, "Oh my God, this is insane how much it's grown." So, yeah,
it's not no Airbnb again.
It's not no
You need a
Airbnb
whole
again.
damn hotel now.
A hotel,
which is this one in the back.
Yeah.
So big up the Sotetsu for having us. When it comes to, these customers now that come here every year, there's a large presence of it that's, I guess, a frequent international traveler, especially for Carnival. So you go to a lot of places as somebody that frequents Carnival to Carnival and experience the different governing laws in places. So when we reach somewhere like Japan, one of the biggest things that stood out to me was how much of a culture shock there is.
It is.
It's not the same as back home. And there's so many, people will just look at like the negative sides to it. I see so many positives. Like for instance, I look around, there's not a spot on the floor right now.
Yeah.
And there's also no garbages.
No garbage.
But there's so many rules and regulations is what I'm getting at that impact what you guys try to deliver. So touch on that.
So when people land the first day, we have the welcome dinner. We kind of like let them know, hey, Japan has a lot of rules, but because of those rules, it kind of creates the culture that Japan is.
Right.
And that difference in culture is why you came here in the first place. That's
Right.
why you want to experience something different. So if it was, America and it's the same rules and, regulations, it's not different. Why are you traveling all the way to the Far East and it's the exact same thing?
Yeah.
So Japan, that unique culture is what's pulling people to come here. And, despite all the rules, our team, we know how to based on experience, we know how to navigate it, and it creates, I think, unique events here in Japan.
So some like a sentiment that I heard, a lot of the events might be, let's say, a bit farther than normal to like, if we were in the islands, there's a fete down the road, right? So there may be a reason you guys would have to choose farther places than within the city.
Right.
So why would that be?
So, for example, noise.
Yeah, exactly.
We're actually on a boat party in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
And this is no lie. The Coast Guard came up to us in the middle of the ocean saying we're making too much noise. Someone called the police, the Coast Guard, in the middle of the ocean. I'm like, what the hell? So, so I guess the way how maybe the wind, the sound just traveled closely to the buildings or something like that. But, all these things you have to think about. So for Jouvert, we have to travel further outside the city. And I think even, in New York, you're not going to have Jouvert in the middle of Manhattan. You have to go further out.
True.
So it's the same here. However, we also have to think about how is the customers returning and how are they, make sure that they're clean returning. I don't think there's any other Jouvert where the customers are forced to clean up before leaving. For us, we have to make sure that they're clean because not only before they get on the bus, but also, getting on the train. it's there's no way you can go on a train in Japan full of dirt and paint and mud.
Yeah.
It's very disrespectful to the culture. So all those things we have to think about when we're doing any type of events.
And something I have to commend you on, because it was something that stood out to me for the Jouvert, and something I haven't even seen back home, because we at home we have a shortage of venues, especially in Toronto. But when it comes to you guys doing the Jouvert in a paintball field, I thought that was genius. Like we didn't even think of that.
Yeah. So when we found that venue back in, I think 2018.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I'm like, what's a good venue for Jouvert? I thought of paintball. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
And actually we had maybe like, I'll say 6 or 7 meetings with the venue owner, trying to convince him and explain to him, various things about the Jouvert. And he was questioning whether the paint would stain. And, we explained to him, hey, it's going to be washable. Don't worry about it. And, even the water truck for the Jouvert, we trying to explain to the water truck company, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to spray the customer. And like, I would not, that means dangerous.
Yeah.
So all these things, you think about. But yeah, paintball field, it makes perfect sense. It's paint and paint, It's just,
Got you.
Yeah.
No, so and on top of that, the other events you have throughout the weekend are amazing as well. It's not just like necessarily like the Jouverts or the parades. Those, I know you guys have the cosplay party as well.
Correct.
Soca Magic.
Soca Magic.
That's a beautiful thing to see.
That's how we started on the Friday. And that, I think all the anime lovers, they love that.
Yeah.
They want to be in their best cosplay costume, and that's the best way to like kick off the weekend.
Exactly. And then it has the Jouvert, as we discussed.
Yeah.
And Rum and Bass. That's a wicked one as well.
Yeah, we have all the Caribbean islands representing, so it's not just soca. So we throw in some dancehall, we throw in some reggae, so R&B. So Rum and Bass, you get a variety of music, and I think people love that mix to it.
Especially as there's at least a night where it's not full-blown soca.
It's not full-blown
so
soca.
That's the one I noticed there. Those individuals, they love that party.
Yes.
Because we get a mix,
They get, and even the locals here in Japan who may not be into soca, they come to Rum and Bass. So you'll see Rum and Bass, filled with a lot of local customers.
No, that's dope, man.
Yeah.
So we talked about all the other events. Now, as you mentioned, Carnival started after the initiation of this whole project. So Carnival 3 years ago, when you did the first one in that racetrack.
Right.
Talk to us about that, and how was your experience?
So yes, when we first started thinking of the idea of Carnival, we were thinking about, okay, how Miami Carnival is structured, and then there's another one, Hookie, where they have, I think it's called Rhythm and Road.
Yep.
So we're thinking about those events, and how can we do something similar in Japan? How can we look at that? Because you tell the Japanese government, okay, you're gonna have half-naked women on the street, just enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
It's beautiful to see, but in terms of the culture here, it might be a real culture shock to them.
Yeah.
So we wanted in a venue where there's no restrictions. People could just express their Caribbean culture and express their, who they are as people. And so we decided, okay, a racetrack is best.
Yeah.
Because, we can just do what we want. The first racetrack, so that obviously we switched racetrack now, but there's some issues. The event itself was a success for the first time, but obviously the venue was like, we don't have you back here. We don't have you back here again.
Yeah.
But this new venue that we're working with, they just absolutely love us.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So they're working closely with us, and we've been growing ever since. And it's once people get past the mindset that, okay, it's not in a road, it's in a racetrack, but you can do so much. You can do so much more in terms of the content being provided, and it's structured.
Yeah.
And it's less prone to stormers, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
It's very less prone to stormers. So masqueraders can actually just enjoy themselves. They don't have to worry about somebody storming and damaging the costume and all these things. So Yeah.
So obviously, as you now have an entire carnival to your team, there is like they don't just show up that day and the costumes magically appear. So that
Oh.
means you have a whole process of creating costumes and all of that.
It starts all the way in, I'll say, October. So next month.
Wow.
Next month. Oh my God, so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no rest. No
Next
rest.
month, but that's a week and a half.
No rest for the
Not
wicked.
even that's
as
a
they
week
say.
away.
I know. So, but we already have the theme in mind.
Yeah.
And we're going to start from next month. We're going to start maybe drawing some ideas.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's almost a year's process.
Yeah.
And so many things, so many moving parts that you have to make sure aligns properly.
Yeah. No.
So yeah.
Beautiful. And one thing before I want to talk more on the cultural side of Japan because you guys don't just do parties, right? Before we get there, I want to definitely say one thing I admire about Japan Soca Weekend is your team.
Mm-hmm.
Your team are some of the nicest people I have ever met. And I've traveled and DJed in a lot of places in this world. But just like the family or like the vibe of just, I don't know them, but they make you feel welcome. They make you feel at home. And they're always checking on us, especially as entertainers.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys good? Do you need anything? That's one thing I could definitely say I really appreciate about you guys. But talk to us about your team and how you construct that.
So we are like family. I mean, we really work together, and because we're all passionate about the same thing and we want to see the Caribbean community grow here, we're just like, okay, let's do this. We can work. It's hard work. It's a lot. Some of us no sleep for a week.
Yeah.
But we want to see it grow. So we just get along, and my team, I'm really, really lucky and fortunate to have them. And I mean, every year we build upon it. There's more team members. I just got a text message of someone wanting to join for next year. So it's exciting to see how the community is growing.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Now, I love coming here and not just seeing those from outside come to Japan to celebrate Soca. I love seeing the Japanese people as well as, the integration of that culture with Soca and creating like your own niche kind of product. Because we wear the komodos, we wear this and that. But one thing I must say is the Japanese culture loves the Caribbean culture. And to the point where it's like, for instance, the first year when I was on in the Carnival and the racetrack, I haven't had doubles that good even back home. There may be only 2 doubles placed back home I would say is better than that. But people back home can't even cook doubles that good. The panists, amazing job. And I was mesmerized. And like, just from the outside in, you may think it's a watered down version. No, they love our culture, or you guys love our culture as Japanese, people. It's a beautiful thing to see. And I love that.
And I think that's what makes us really strong. Every single person on our team, they're authentic to the culture.
Yeah.
None of them are working simply for the money. Yeah. Because, you can see them, they're working and they're having a good time. They're enjoying it, taking pictures, they're taking videos, posting on IG. Yeah. Even our, down to our transportation company that works with us, that transport all the customers all over the city. Yeah. They're following us on IG, reposting videos, and like so happy. Wow. They're already like, oh, don't forget us for next year. Yeah. We're ready. They're like, and these are, this is the older bus drivers that just want to dance and enjoy soca music. Yeah. So it's really funny to see, but they're truly passionate about the culture, and I think that's what makes us really, really strong. Yeah. And that's what makes us able to provide such good service, because they're in it because they love it. They're not in it just because, okay, they can make a quick buck.
Right. And I gotta say, you guys really create something special out here. I love the hybrid too. Yes. Where it's like, we're not just coming here and just getting we own thing. It's a hybrid of the Japanese culture as well.
And that's how we structure our event. We kind of, it's the Japanese culture and the Caribbean culture infused. And you wanted the ninja show. We did a ninja show this year. Yeah. That was a new part of our itinerary. Nice. And planning for that started November of last year. And it's a funny story because I was looking for something new to add, and I decided to go to this ninja show. They had recently opened up. I was the only customer watching the show, so I got like this VIP treatment because they're trying to entertain me only, right?
Yeah.
I was like, I think this can work for the Soca weekend. I think this can work for Japan Soca week. Let me talk to the manager, and we spoke. We exchanged numbers, and I said, hey, I have some ideas. Let's collaborate on something really special for our customers for next year. And we just kept on communicating. I gave him feedback. And actually the show itself, the structure of the show had changed quite a bit since I originally saw it because of the feedback I gave him. And the final product was absolutely beautiful.
Wow.
I mean, imagine walking into a ninja show and hearing Kitchener playing.
Wow.
Lord Kitchener, it was really, really nice.
That's special. Oh my gosh. Now that would have been something to see.
Yeah.
No, and that's a perfect segue into what I was going to ask about the cultural side of this trip. So again, it's not just Jouvert, Fetch Road. You guys actively take the groups to different, attractions within the country and the city. So talk to us about what you guys do outside of Fets.
Sure. So we have the kimono experience, which is actually one of our original ones, dating even pre-COVID. We have, this year we didn't go to the sumo, but usually we have the sumo experience as well.
Yeah.
This year we added Mount Fuji.
Nice.
Which had also a sake brewery taste, and we went to a sake brewery and did sake tasting. We went to what's called Oishi Park, which Oishi just means tasty park.
Yeah.
They have like a special ice cream there. Where else would we go? We went to the ninja show, as I mentioned. There's a whole variety of things that we mix in, not just with the soca parties, but we also have the sightseeing aspect and the cultural aspect. And when we say sights, so a lot of the things, for example, Mount Fuji, you can go do that on your own, but when you do it with us, it's curated for Caribbean people. Like we actually, a year before when we first introducing it to our event, we tested out timing, whether Caribbean people like it, whether we need to like cut a segment short and then go to the next one because Caribbean people might get bored after this amount of time.
Right.
And then we customize it so that way Caribbean people actually enjoy it. So it's a whole process, not just I'm going to Mount Fuji.
Yeah.
So when people say, okay, I can book that separately, go ahead, you can, but you wouldn't get the same experience.
You see, people? And that's very good information to know. Because even too, like there are certain things like the go-karting, for instance, that's another thing. I didn't know that I can't just show up and go.
You can't just show up. Yeah.
So I went and got my international license, which you need if you want to do the go-karting. But there's a process to that.
There's a process.
So I didn't know that.
And we walk our customers through the process. We remind them because time and time again, people come to Japan and they don't have the proper documents to do the go-kart. And we go through everything step by step, frequent reminders, deadlines to make sure our customers provide those documents on time and so they can participate in the event. Now, when we do those reminders, it's also important that you pay attention.
Yeah.
So we can only so those things we go the extra length to make sure our customers they get the best experience ever.
And that's amazing, man. The fact there's so much attention to detail and whatnot, very nice. Now, one component that a lot of people come to Japan for specifically is food. So let's talk about that subject. What are some of the local cuisines and stuff that people maybe could keep their eye on when they come to Japan?
Well, Tokyo itself has, I believe, the most Michelin star restaurants in any city.
That's crazy.
So there's a variety of options.
Yeah.
Now, admittedly, we don't actually there's no food tasting on any of our packages. And the reason being, it's difficult to find that middle ground that, some people might be vegetarian, some people might be vegan, you eat meat, you eat fish. So that balance is very difficult.
Yeah.
So we would our booklet would list restaurant recommendations.
Oh, nice.
And they can read through it and then they say, okay, I'll try this restaurant, I'll go to this restaurant by myself independently. We don't actually take the customers directly to it because, like I said, finding that middle ground, what
Yeah.
people like, that's a challenge.
Oh yeah, and like that's a sentiment I heard this year as well from a lot of the customers and whatnot. Is that like, let's just say, if you don't eat beef,
Yeah,
then it becomes a lot more difficult to find what you want.
right.
If you do, like me, for instance, I'm allergic to seafood. So imagine there's
Yeah.
so many sushi spots and seafood restaurants. I can't eat in a lot of places.
So it's very challenging, and you, excuse me. Like I said, we make sure that we have a list of recommendations and tell people, hey, go here. And you know, some of the places is like a minute walk from the hotel. So it's they have the options.
Yeah.
You know, so
And down to like the ramen, which is of course one of the most popular dishes
Ramen.
worldwide. Ramen, again, for me being allergic to fish, I didn't even know till this trip. There's certain ones where even if it's a pork ramen or a chicken ramen, sometimes it also has fish sauce as
Yes.
a base. So when I found that out, thankfully it wasn't the hard
It's-
way, but those are things you have to watch out
all
for.
those things. And you know, Japan is being a vegan in Japan is very challenging.
Yeah.
Because Japan loves to eat meat.
Yeah.
Japanese people love to eat meat,
Yeah.
whether it's fish or meat or
Yeah.
chicken. So being a vegan is very, very difficult.
Yeah.
And going back, we do actually provide one food trip, which is a premium sushi experience. We do have that. I forgot to mention that. And that's actually one of we work closely with one of our close friends. It's actually a friend of the management of Soca in Japan.
Yeah.
So they curate a very unique sushi experience for our customers, and that's really, really small group can attend to that. It's
Yeah.
very, very exclusive, and we don't not the entire tour can participate in that.
No, but it's still nice to be able to take them out and,
Yeah.
you know, at least have them opt into that.
Yes.
But food is definitely something, and even another special thing I found out here is that the Wagyu steaks are mainly curated here and are a lot cheaper here than they would be back home.
Right.
So, yeah.
So, yeah, the Wagyu beef is a premium experience here in Japan, and actually, I believe it's Kobe.
Yeah, Kobe beef.
Yeah, Kobe beef. Yes. If you go there, you can, I mean, small piece of steak like this, well over 100 US. So but it's top quality, just like melts in your mouth.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So,
Like a couple of the DJs and we just came from a steak place, Coco Namas or something. I'll put the name in the video.
Yeah.
But my gosh, it was recommended as one of the world's best steaks. Same thing you just said, melt in your mouth.
melts in your mouth.
But the steak might have been like this size, maybe like a foot long and 2 inches thick. But it could feed 3 to 5 people.
Oh, wow.
So, but that steak costed us maybe 200 US to share. Back in the North Americas, that easily would have been $1,000 for that steak.
For real.
US. So think about
Well,
that.
you know, the food here, even ramen, is significantly cheaper here.
Yeah.
You know, you can get a decent bowl of ramen for, what, $6-7? In US, probably like 20-something.
20 something.
You know,
And you
so-
order from a machine and everything.
Exactly, and the quality is even better.
Yeah.
You know, so
Hell, the quality of some of these 7-Eleven ramens are better than the restaurant
Yeah.
ramens back home.
yeah, it's really amazing.
Yeah.
You know, you think about it, like,
Yeah.
oh, why is ramen so expensive in America? It doesn't make any sense.
Imported goods. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, that's another one we should bring up too. 7-Eleven, Family Mart, and Lawson.
Oh yeah.
Lifesavers.
Yes, and there's one conveniently in the hotel, so you know our
that second
customers
floor.
frequent that
Yeah,
Lawson's.
That was clutch. Trust
Yeah.
me, people. So Keegan, I know I got to rush to go catch that bus to head back home. I don't want to miss that flight. But before we leave, thank you so much. Once
Absolutely.
again, it's been 3 years and an amazing 3 years, a lifetime's worth of memories. And, you know, I've done my best to do my part as an entertainer and even be with the people, interact and just make people feel like they're having the best time in the world, right? Because I don't just come here to play music to serve myself.
Right.
There's a whole bunch of people that come here that want to have the time of their lives. So us as entertainers, we do our best still to, you know, give our best efforts and have those people, again, leaving with memories that'll last a lifetime. So I want to thank you for having me a part.
Absolutely.
You know, and
Looking forward to future work together.
exactly, I can't wait. And as we're talking about the future, what are your goals now as you're entering this new space, seeing the potentials? what are your goals for Japan Soca Weekend and Soca in Japan moving forward?
Well, like you started, being a promoter was not my my plan.
Yeah.
I started off doing it because I wanted to help the community. I love soca music. I want to see it grow.
Yeah.
Was a lot of it was fun, my own money, just I used to travel for soca all over the world, and why not spend it on something that you can build?
Yeah.
And that's what I did. I just invested my money and did it for the community. But now it's grown to the point that people really look forward to it every year.
Yeah.
Our team depend on it every year. This is how we come together. We see each other for the first time. We do a lot of Zoom meetings and stuff, but we don't really come together like this until Soca Weekend. So I do want to see it continue going that direction because, not only you don't want to disappoint people after so many years because they're also making sacrifices. So you want to see it grow. And who knows? I mean, I think we're on the right trajectory,
Absolutely.
And actually, I don't know if you saw yesterday, the Japanese ambassador to Trinidad and Tobago, he was at the event, the former Japanese ambassador to Trinidad. I was like, okay, so we're getting that recognition.
Dope.
It feels, it's amazing to see. And, so hopefully one day we work even closer with the Japanese government. And, this is a permanent festival in Japan.
Nice, and I can't wait to see it grow to what I know it's going to grow into. Every year has been progression, and I love to see that. This year, it's funny, your number is more than doubled from last year.
Oh, yeah.
Almost tripled. Huh? Yeah. So to see that is a beautiful thing, especially, I wasn't in the Airbnb, but I saw it from 3 years ago to now. Bro, congratulations to you and your team. You guys are doing a fabulous job, and I encourage you to keep it up. Keep elevating, and the sky is the limit with this project.
Thank you.
And especially since you guys are the ones curating it, you're in your niche zone.
Yeah.
You could blow it up to as big as you want.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, make sure as we leave here, where can they find the information about Soca in Japan and Japan Soca Weekend? You have a website and your Instagrams, give them all that.
Yeah, so like the name says, socainjapan.com, Instagram, same, Soca in Japan. So yeah, we also have the Japan Soca Weekend Instagram. Very easy to find. And definitely book your tickets early.
Yeah.
Because this year it went really, really fast, and our team just had to make adjustments. We actually had to, so we had an original Group A, which was the normal itinerary. We had to create another group so that accommodate more people. So book your tickets early. It goes really, really fast.
Yeah, trust me, people. So 2026, make sure, 2026 or any year you guys watch this, make sure and hit up Japan. If you do it once, I promise you'll want to do it again. Trust me. Keegan, bro, I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Until the next one, we are out. Up From Air Podcast. Peace.